Hey guys, how's it going? It's Zahait here, and we're back with a brand new episode of The Farmer Was Replaced. And since the last episode, I've made a few changes, but what I want to show you guys is we have a new best time right now of 1 hour 40, and that is getting very close to being on the board. So I'm hoping today we're going to be able to pull it off. So what I've done, and there hasn't been a lot of changes, but I'm going to just kind of show you what I did. So in all of my farming codes, I have set up a little spot here to calculate how many resources I need to complete the farming. So just for example, let's zoom in here. We've got our farm cactus code is in here. So this part in here just calculates how many times I have to farm a field. And right now, it does the minimum number of times is just equal to cactus goal divided by farm size cubed, which is how you determine how many cactuses you're actually going to get. And then that is divided by the cactus level unlock that we have. Then, because it's going to give me a decimal number, and I don't really want to be carrying a decimal around through my code, all I'm doing is setting the actual number of farm times equal to the minimum minus the number of decimal points that are after, and then rounding it up to the nearest one. So this min times modulo 1 just gives me the decimal, and then I take the number minus the decimal, and then I just go up 1 to get to the nearest whole number. Then we're calculating the number of seeds that we're going to require, and then we're doing a whole bunch of calculations down here to figure out if we have enough seeds. If we don't have enough seeds and we can't afford them, then we farm the gold first, and then we buy the seeds, and then we finally get into what used to be our cactus code. So that's just one example. Similarly, I did it for the pumpkins. We got up here, calculates the total number of times I have to farm the field, get the number of seeds required, get the number of carrots required. So some of these are a little bit wacky because, for example, the germination of a pumpkin is 20%, and I'm setting it in my code conservatively to 15, which is maybe a little too conservative. I just don't want to end up in a spot where I've farmed all this stuff and then don't have enough pumpkin seeds. So I can play around with this number. Maybe 18 is a good number. I literally don't know. I don't want to go too low because if I'm really unlucky, then it might break my code. So we'll see how it goes. Well, it shouldn't break it because my while loop only works while I have pumpkin seeds. So if I actually set this to 20 and I run out of pumpkin seeds, then we'll just go and we'll unlock more. But I'd rather not keep going backwards in the code, so I'd rather set this to like a somewhat conservative number so that I know for sure I don't have to go and farm more seeds after. But anyway, so that's what I've done. I did a gold one, which calculates the number of times I have to do the maize. A cactus one, which calculates how many times I got to do the cactuses. The bone one, did I do the bone one? Gets the number of cactuses required. Yeah, so we get the number of cactuses required for all the bones that we're going to need for the eggs. And I don't know if I did carrots and stuff. I don't think I did, so maybe that's something we'll do after. But I think the most important thing that we looked at the end of the last episode is going to be our flower code. I think we're going to want to get these things back going because they double our speed. It doesn't matter what point of the game we're in, we get double the speed if we have power. So I don't even think I'm unlocking power currently. And I think because it's so good that we want to push for it as fast as possible. Now, it looks like I should be able to do it right after I unlock trees. You know what? Let's just run the code. I want to see what it takes to buy the sunflowers. It's 500 carrots. So as soon as we've unlocked trees, I think we just push to get power. We're just going to try it. We'll see how that goes. So we've unlocked trees here. And then I think before we do anything else, we are going to unlock flowers, I think. Let's give it a go and see how this works. So if unlock dot, and I don't know if it's flowers or let's try it. Flowers. It is not flowers. Sunflowers. Sunflowers. There we go. Okay, so if unlocks dot sunflowers is less than 1. Do sunflowers. Okay. And then now that we've unlocked it, we still don't have a good sunflower code, but this one that we do have, it at least works. Where is that sunflower code? Farm flowers. So here it is. If I recall, we're just planting and then we're just finding the maximum and we're harvesting. So it's not very effective. Yeah, petals equals 16. And then we're just counting down and mining the ones that have the number. So it's not super duper effective, but it will work. So let's get all of our codes upgraded for that. Now, the one thing that I need to do is figure out how I want to set a lower bound on the power. And I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that, because the bigger the farm is, the more power we're going to want to buffer. And I think in the past what I did was set the lower bound equal to like world size times world size times world size. And that's what we were using as a lower bound, I think. Or maybe that was their upper bound. Maybe that's what our goal was. So we could do that again. And I just need to set up, before we start farming whatever it is we're going to farm, I just want to make sure we have power. So we're going to want to do that for, I think, everything, honestly. I think we're going to want to do it for everything. So we're going to want to do it to gold. We're going to want to do it to cactuses. We're going to want to do it to bones. We're going to want to do it to, I guess, the farm hay code maybe doesn't matter, because we're hardly going to be using that. As soon as we get polyculture, we're not going to use it anymore. Although there's quite a bit in between, so maybe we will. Let's just do it to all of them. All of our farm codes are going to get upgraded to use power, hopefully. And I'm wondering if I should just set it as a goal in general. You know, I could just have it be a priority before anything else. Maybe we just set it as a goal? No, because then we're only going to farm it one time, and then we're going to go down into this weird if else, 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 and we're not going to get any more power. So maybe that's not the best way to go, unless I had a way to estimate how much power I was actually going to use, and that seems hard. I think the power said it uses 1 for every 30 actions. So we're gonna have to somehow estimate what that is. And I don't know how to do that right now. So instead of that, we're gonna do the lazy way, and we're just gonna come in to, well, let's start with the hay. Let's do these in order. Polyfarm should come in here. Wood comes before carrots. Hay, carrots, polyfarm, gold, cactus, bones. Okay, so let's do these in order. Let's start with the hay. And I also have a thing in here about moving. Yeah, if num unlock speed is greater than 1, we move. Otherwise, we're not moving, because it takes more time, it seems like, to move when your speed is really low than it does to just stay where you are and farm the one that grows back. So that's what that's doing. And before we go into our hay farming code, what I want to do, oh, that means we're gonna have to pass in a hay. No. If, okay. Num items. Ooh, wait, before I do that, we got to do num unlock. Num underscore unlock of unlocks dot sunflowers is greater than 0. Well, let's just say less than 1. Less than 1. If it is less than 1, no. we got to go greater than 0. Because if it's greater than 0, then we want to farm our flowers, but only if the num of items, sunflower, is it sunflowers or what is this? Power. Items dot power is less than, and now we gotta just pick a number, and I don't know how to pick it. Let's go farm size, I think is what I'm using everywhere else. Farm size equals get underscore world size, and then if it's less than, I don't know, what do we want in here? Less than, like, let's just go farm size squared. If it's less than farm size squared, then we want to farm power. So farm flowers, and we're gonna put that in as farm size cubed. I think that should do it. So if we have unlocks.sunflowers unlocked, then we're going to check if we have enough power, and if we don't, we are going to farm power. So all I should have to do is copy this code. I hope I didn't just break everything. All I should have to do is copy this code into all of my other farming things. Well, wood goal. So we'll do that before the wood goal as well. Something like that. And we got to make sure we've got farm size called up. Equals get world size. Okay, hopefully I didn't make any errors there. Do it with carrots. Right before we start farming carrots, we will check for power. And make sure we've got world size called up. Okay, I'm just going to change this one to world size. It'll be easier than changing all of my other code. World size. Okay, hopefully that one's not busted. This one kind of sucks. I guess we want to do it before we do everything. So up here, we're going to go farm size. And this code, I'm not happy with. We're going to fix it at some point. I think one of you guys left me a comment, and I think it's a pretty good idea. We'll play around with it maybe today if we have time, but let's get this going. Get world size. World size, and then before we start farming, we will do this. Okay, and why did I do that? I don't know. Let's get that out of there. All right, farm gold, same thing. Farm size good. So before we do this, we will do this. I don't know if this is going to be super useful, but I'm assuming it's going to help a lot. We're going to find out. As long as this didn't break everything. If this breaks everything, I'm going to be a sad guy. All right, last one. Let's do that. And this one, because we're farming bones and it's the last thing, it might not even be worth it to do the flower power thing. Let's leave it out for now, and we'll see how it goes. I forget what we're shooting for. 1 hour and 40? My code's not even working anymore. What the heck? Unlocks. Dot sunflowers. Oh, sunflowers lower. Oopsie daisy. Sunflowers. Okay. Will it work now? Uh-oh. Num unlock. Did I make an error? Is it unlocked? It's num unlocked. Yeah. Oh no. That means every single one of my codes is going to be broken now. Num unlocked. Num unlocked. Oh no, what have I done? I should have checked one before I did them all. Oh boy. It's okay. I think it's not that bad. There's only a couple. Well, there's only one more. We didn't even put one in the cactuses. I mean, in the dinosaurs. Num unlocked. Okay. Let's give it another go. See how this works. At least it's working now. Now we're trying to push for sunflowers as fast as possible. And I think I probably want to get some of this stuff out of here. Oh, and it's broken. What happened? What happened? Come on. What? I wish when you opened them up, the error would stay. But unfortunately, if you don't have it open, then you have to just start it over. So the maximum call stack size has been reached. This is most likely due to too many recursive function calls. What? Okay, guys, you know what I think is happening? My farm carrot goal is calling my flower goal, or my flower code, and my flower code is calling my carrot code. So I think in this one, specifically, before I call the sunflowers, I'm going to have to make sure I have a certain amount of carrots, or it's gonna bust. So I'm just trying to think of an easier way to do this. Entities.sunflower seed takes 6 carrots per one. So I think the easiest thing to do is to not call the sunflower code with my carrot code. Oh, or what I could do instead of farm carrots is do that's not going to help either. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to just loop around on itself, which is no good. But we are going to want to polyfarm this anyway. So polyfarm carrots is the last thing. So 0, 0. Farm size. Okay. And oh, we can only do that if polyfarm is unlocked, though. So if num underscore unlocked unlocks dot polyculture is greater than 0, polyfarm else, and I need to put a colon in here, else farm carrots, and it's going to be the same number, 6 times farm size. Put that in here. Now that doesn't fix the problem of me not having sunflowers, so I think what we do is we just delete this. Oh no. Is that bad? That's probably bad, because then if I ever farm carrots again, I'm not going to be using power. Let's delete it and see what happens. Wait, you know what I should do instead? I should hash it out. I bet that's going to fix it. That's probably going to fix it all. Let's give it a go. Okay, well, after that, the power upgrade didn't seem to help a whole lot. Although, that being said, currently it is super duper inefficient. There's a whole bunch of things that I think we can clean up. And I think I'm going to leave the flowers alone just for now. I know it needs some work. I think we're going to make a list. I still need to figure out what we're going to do. I think we're going to make a list of flowers and then just go specifically to the ones that we want. I just am not totally sure the best way to do that. I don't know whether to make one big list and then sort it, like what I'm doing here. So just make a big list of random numbers and then sort them. That might be the best way to go. Or we could, someone had commented once before that they made like 8 lists for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. And then if they counted one that had 16, they put it in the 16 list, the coordinates in the 16 list. And then they just knew to clear the 16s, then clear the 15s, then clear the 14s. That's not a bad idea, but that does mean that we're going to need like 8 lists or 9 lists empty, and then we're going to have to insert stuff into it. So I don't know what's better exactly for that. I don't know. We'll have to give it some more thought. But for now, I'm not happy with my poly farm code, and I need to get this cleaned up. So I think what we want to do, and you know what I'm going to do before I do any of that, is I'm going to take this out of here for a moment, and I am going to make a new one, because if I really, really break this, I'm going to be sad. So we're going to call the old one Polyfarm 2 so that we don't accidentally call it. And I'm going to call the new one Polyfarm 1 so that none of our other codes should be broken, hopefully. So let's give it a go and see what we can do. Now, the first thing I want to do is, I think we're still going to do this part. We're going to farm just random stuff. But, we're going to put the items after we've farmed them. Once we've got the companion, I think we're going to put it in a list, and then we're going to check the locations every time. I don't know how to explain myself, but what we're going to do is we're going to plant a field, then we're going to go to its companion, and we're going to put whatever it wanted. Now, if this thing that we put down is something that we need more of, then I'm going to put its companion down. And if it's not something that we needed, I'm going to go to its location, and I'm going to put down something that I do need instead. And then we're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. Every time we plant a companion, I want to put down the crop that we used to get the companion in a dictionary, so I can look up the new location and see if it is reliant on something else. And if it is, I can go to that other location and harvest it while I still have the companion buff in effect. So it's going to reduce some of the randomness and going to make sure we maximize our inputs. So let's see if I can figure out a way to do this. And I think it's going to be this part, well, all of this, and we're also going to put in this. We'll put in this as well. So there we go. While any of our things is less than the goal, we are going to do stuff. So the companion part's going to stay the same. Companion is equal get companion. Then I think we still need this part. Companion equals get companion. If companion equals none, then we're going to till, and then we're going to re-get companion. And then I think we want to start a dictionary of locations. So this can be companion dictionary equals nothing for now, hopefully. And then what we can do, I think, and now I don't know how to append things in a dictionary. I don't think it's just a list. How do we do this? Is there a way to append dictionary key, orientation, dictionary key equals value, use dictionary pop? How do I add a new one? Add element, remove element. See, this is a set, and I don't want a set. I want to make a new one. Okay, I think this is what we need to do. Colon, north colon east. Okay, so if I'm gonna do this, what I need to do is, let's bring this over here so I can see these both at the same time. So now I've got the companion. So what I can do is set companion dictionary at location 0. How am I gonna keep track of this? There's no just like add, as far as I can tell. I value dictionary key. I just want to add a new one. Let's see. What if I go to dictionary dot append? Dictionary dot append, right? Element. Adds an element to the list. Okay, so let's go comp dot dic. There we go. Companion dictionary dot append. Now we're going to want to append the companion location. So that, oh my god, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. I want to put the companion location in, and then I want to put in my current location, and that should work. So we can get position X, get position Y, and then for this one, all we gotta do is put in companion at 1 and companion at 2. I think. Oh my gosh. So if that works, then when I call, or when I look up this in the dictionary, it'll give me this. So I know that if I'm going to go to this location is relying on it to get a buff. I think. That should work. I kind of want to give it a test and see if that works. This is not a valid expression. Well, that's not great. That is not great. Oh, you know what I need to do? Dictionary at key. Oh, okay, so my key is actually this part, and the value that I'm putting in is this part. So companion dictionary at XY is going to equal get position X, get position Y. That should work. So let's see what happens if I do this. And I run a little test. Let's put it in here. Companion equals get companion. And then what I want to do is print comp dic at this location, because then it should just give me this location. It should just give me my current location is what it should give me. So in this case, it should give me 0, 0 if what I did makes sense. Comp dic has never been defined. That is fine. Let's fix that. Comp dic equals nothing. Nothing. What does that say? 8 and 1 cannot be used as an index? Why not? I'm really sad that I can't use a list in a dictionary. That is not the best. I wanted to refer to the location. Why can't I do this? Okay, so what if I convert it into just like a number and we say like 81? Let's say times 10 plus companion The index 81 you tried to access was outside of the list. Oh, is this supposed to be squiggly bracket thingies? I think I'm using the wrong brackets. Oh, is that what the problem was? Maybe that was the problem. Can I do this? Oh, 0, 0! Oh my god, it's working. It's actually working. And then I should be able to... I also want to just print the companion just to make sure that nothing is buggered up here. So we'll print... what are we printing? The key at that location? I think it's working, but I just want to make sure I'm... Let me take all of this, and I'm going to print this. Print... I want to make sure we're not messing something up. Companion 1, Companion 2. Too many square brackets. Okay, 8100. 8100. Okay, so that should be working. I gotta make sure I don't mess this up. I forgot the dictionary actually takes these funky brackets, whatever the heck they're called. There we go. We got the funky brackets in there. That is telling us that it's a dictionary. Then there's the key. There's the... What is this? The slot value? No, that's the key. Here is the value. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is going to get super complicated, but I think we're going to get there. So now what we have is a dictionary that has my first companion and its derived location, wherever I derived it, which is great because my dictionary has that value in it stored. So the next time, if I check that I have this location, if it's in my dictionary, then I know I have to go here and harvest this first. So I should actually be checking that before I override the dictionary number. And I don't exactly know how to do this part, if Companion 1, Companion 2, I guess I need to look for this in comp dictionary. Then we need to go to this location and harvest. So then we're going to move to... And then that's where I'll put this. I think. No, not that. We're gonna move to this. And then we're gonna harvest. So if my companion has already been used, before I break it, I have to make sure I harvest the part that told me to put the other one there. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it, but it's really complicated, so I'm just hoping that it's going to work. And I need a semicolon. Don't forget the semicolon. That's going to break everything. So then after we've checked if it's in our dictionary and we've harvested it, if it is in our dictionary, then we're going to override the dictionary. Then what we need to do is move to the companion location. So we're going to move to companion location. We're going to move to this. Companion 1, Companion 2. And then what we need to do is make sure that what we're about to plant... Actually, no, before we move, we need to make sure that the thing that we're standing on top of is actually something that we need to amplify the production of. So we can make a new variable called current tile, maybe, equals get underscore entity. And then this is going to be a big if thing, I think. If current tile equals entities dot grass, and this is less than. Then we're going to want to move to the companion location and plant the companion, which I think is just that. So if we're standing on grass and our grass goal is less, or we have less grass than our goal, then we're going to want to go and make sure that we're planting the companion. And where is my other one? Let's see here. How was I planting? Plant entities dot carrots. Yeah, okay. Plant companion 0. I guess we still have to check if it's carrots though, which really sucks. Man, this is going to become a huge mess. Oh my god. So maybe that's something that I make in a separate code. If I need to farm it, then we'll make a code that's just called like companion farm or something. I don't know, companion farm. Else what do we want to say else? Other farm? I don't know. Other farm. So, okay, we'll deal with those after. Then the next thing we want to do is check all of the variables. If current tile equals bush and wood is less than wood goal, companion farm, other farm. Same thing for trees. I think trees. Tree, and wood goal. And then the last thing we need to do is carrots. So carrots. Carrot and seagull. Okay. Yay. Now, I think this might be wrong. I think I can put more than one code inside of one of these things. And well, maybe not. I actually don't know if I need the pass part or not. I will just put it in there. What does it tell me what this does? Doesn't tell me what it does. I'm like going out on a limb here. So this is going to be, what do we want this to be? Companion farm? Let's make a companion farm code. Companion farm. And we're probably going to have to pass some stuff in here. But for now, I'm just going to make sure this is working. And we'll just say print companion farm. And then if I do the last one, define other farm. And we print. I don't know if what I'm doing works, but it's a test. Other farm, and I don't even know if I need to put these passes in here, but there we go. Does this work? There must be a colon. Oh, hang on. Hang on. All right. Does this work? What happens if I call polyfarm now? Is this going to just break everything, or what's the situation here? Poly farm, and let's just say 10 bazillion, 10 bazillion, and 10 bazillion so that this thing works. Hopefully. Hello? My numbers are too small. I think my goals are being met. Nope. Something is not playing very nicely. Polyfarm. Farm size, clear. And then it just breaks. Oh, I need this to be indented. That is why. What happened? Why is all of this not right anymore? Oops. Okay, we're in here. Comp dict has never been defined. Oh, hang on. There. I put a T in there for some reason. Okay, let's... Comp dict has never been defined. But I did define it. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, is working? It's working. Other farm, other farm, other farm, other farm. So why is it supposed to be doing that? Current tile equals grass. And do I have enough grass? I probably have enough grass, which is why... Yeah, 1 million. Okay, so that's actually working properly. This is exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay. So I think for the companion farm, we're going to want to feed in companion. And that should be typical for all of these. So let's put those in there. All right. Now, once we're in here, we know we need to go and plant the companion. So we're going to move to the companion location, which is pretty simple. We've done that a bazillion times. Move to here, companion 1, companion 2. Let's copy all of this. And then we got to make sure what we're planting is not a carrot, because, well, yeah, we're going to have to do all of this stuff. So we're going to put all of this in here. We're going to move to the location. And then if we're trying to plant carrots, we need to till. I have to make sure that it's tillable first, don't I? I guess what I'll do is right in here, I'll check if get entity ground, check ground, get ground, and make sure that that is equal to grounds dot soil. And if it's not, if is not equal to grounds dot soil, till trade carrots. We need that over here. Trade carrot, plant, companion. This is going to just happen all of the time. So till should be indented. There we go. Plant is always going to happen no matter what. And that should work, hopefully. Then the other thing we need to do is, if we're going to the other location and it's not something that we have to farm, then we're still going to move to the location, but we don't need to plant companion anymore. We have to plant something else. So I guess we just pick something, and we'll start with carrots, and then we can go to wood, and then we can go to hay. So we'll check carrots first. If the carrot that we have is less than the carrots that we want, we will plant carrots. So the same thing as before. We need to check this stuff, and in there we go. And make sure all of our indents are proper. Move to companion location. If the number of carrots is less than the goal, we don't need to check this part. So we can get rid of that. If the ground type is not equal to soil, till. Then trade a carrot seed and plant. Okay. Then we need to see if items dot wood is less than wood goal. This part doesn't matter. I think trees can be planted on anything. So we'll just delete all of this. Oh, and this was supposed to be plant carrot. Entities dot carrot. And this should say entities dot tree. And the last thing we need is, I guess this should be elif. And then if both of those things are met, then the only thing left to do is plant hay. But hay plants itself. So we can just check the ground type, and if it's equal to soil, till. Okay. I don't know. Let's run it and see. Let's just run it and see. There's too much indentation here. Uh-oh. That means I have too much indentation on all of these. Okay. Shall we give it a go and see what happens? Error. Companion has never been defined. Whoops. I forgot I'm feeding in companion right here. Okay. Now that should work. Oh, hang on. I also need companion in here. And I'm also gonna need it in all of these. Ay, caramba. Okay, is that gonna work? Seagull has never been defined. Are you kidding me? I guess I have to pass in all of this. That really sucks. We gotta pass in everything. Okay, let's... I can actually close this old poly farm for now. Let's just put it over here out of the way. And let's see how this works. Set execution speed 1. And let's see what happens. Okay, we're planting carrots. And then we're not moving. We're not moving. Okay, so somewhere in here, I need to move. In fact, this should still be working. I don't know why it's not. Let's see. I'm farming. Okay, let's do all this stuff. Get companion. So this is gonna give me a tree at 1 and 8. This is going to tell me that it's not in there because this should still be empty for now, which it is. Then we're going to store. Now I should have something in here. 1 and 8 is giving me... wait a minute. Why is it putting it in circle brackets? I think what I need to do is put... Oh no, I gotta put this, and this, and this, and this into the same into the same if statement with ors in between. And I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's try this. And this. And this. And then I believe I'm gonna need brackets around all this. Okay. So if all of that, then companion farm, else other farm. I don't know. This is getting gross. I'm trying to get away from having one massive line of code here. But I don't know if I can help it. Does it have to be like this? That's disgusting. Does that work, though? I mean, it seems to be working. Oh, until I get into here. Items.tree... Oh. Doesn't exist. Items.wood. Will. Okay, let's try that one more time. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, it seems to be doing a thing. Now this dictionary here should be getting longer and longer the more we go, which it looks like it is. It seems to have broken itself. We're just going back and forth between two locations now. Okay, I think it's working now, and the problem was I had extra square brackets around this, and I don't need them. I think. That's all I've changed. So I now just have if open parentheses, companion 1, companion 2, close parentheses, and now it seems to be working. What I want to do, I guess, is just see if I ever end up in this part of the code. Because if I do, it means I'm working. So let's just put a little pause there. If we ever get over to this spot, it should be working. I think I saw it mining some, harvesting some stuff over here. Why is it not pausing? I think it's harvesting stuff already. It's just not stopping for some reason. Hang on, let's pause it and start it again. Maybe you can't change these things after it's gone. I don't know. We'll see. Let me get rid of this execution speed as well for now. There we go. Okay, so it actually went in there. Now we should move to the proper location. We are trying to move to 7-2. And if we find it in here somewhere, there, 8 and 2. So it should be taking us to position 8, 2, which is where that tree is, I think. Let's see where we end up going. Bingo! We should harvest this guy. Okay, we're gonna override the companion 1, companion 2. Does that work, what I'm doing? I think it must. And then we're just gonna keep going. Okay, I think that's working. I think that is working. I don't know. Let's break everything and give it a go. Alright, we're gonna be getting into the poly farming right away. Just want to see if it's gonna work properly. Once we get 3,000 hay, we should have it. And then it should start poly farming. It kind of works until it doesn't. I think the other farm part is still a little bit busted. I think it's because in my other farm, when we move to the location that we don't necessarily care about, we're not harvesting what's there. So if I add this, then we should be able to plant. Hopefully. Okay, guys, I figured out the problem. I was moving in here. I was moving to companion 1, companion 2 location. Right here. Then I was harvesting, and I wasn't going back to my original location where I was intending to start from. So all I had to do was add in a thing that was storing my location, and I'm just moving back to the previous location after I'm done. So that, I think, is going to fix the problem. It should hopefully mean we're not going to end up with 20,000 extra hay and 50,000 extra wood. Hopefully. I mean, the numbers are still getting kind of high, but I'm not sure if it's because we actually need it for a goal or not. It doesn't look like it, so... Anyway, I think it's going to be better. I just don't know how much better. Alright, it actually looks like it's going to be quite a bit slower. Unfortunately. I don't know how that happens. It should be more efficient now. It should be more efficient now. I mean, my polyfarm code should literally only be farming what it needs to, and it should be taking advantage of companions better now. I don't know why it's that much slower. Maybe this isn't... Maybe my logic is flawed, and what I'm doing in here just doesn't actually work. I don't know. Well, would you look at that? Even worse. Okay, so I guess then doing this and having a list where we go back every time to the previous one apparently is just not as efficient as forcing it the way we were doing before. And I don't know, I might have to spend a bit of time and just see if my logic is a little bit flawed in here, if I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. Because like, if you just think about it without actually worrying about the logic, it seems to make sense that you're going to be maximizing your potential, but somewhere in here, something's going wrong, and I'm adding on an extra half an hour, and I don't know why, so I'll have to spend a little bit of time doing that. But anyway, we've managed to get the farm flower code back in here. I gotta clean that up a little bit, and there's some other things I need to work on. It's not the best, guys. It's starting to get pretty complicated now, but we're getting there. I still want to get on that leaderboard at some point, but the problem is people are getting their codes better faster than I'm getting my codes better. So anyway, we're getting so close. I don't need to make up much time, but I do have to make up some time. Now, if I just want to fix it and put it back the way we had it, that's why I kept this code, because I had a feeling that this might not work exactly as I had planned. So I can just shove it over here, and we can put this one back, and we can change this to 2 now, and change this back to 1. Nope, just change it to 0, and we'll be back to where we were before I made all of that mess. I'm so sad that this doesn't work. It seemed like such a good idea, but anyway, it is what it is, guys. We are going to wrap it up right there. I hope you are loving the series so far. If you are, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And I will see you next time.